15 love.
Fitzy, I'm not going to waste any time getting down to you because we'd love to know what conditions are like down courtside.
It is warm down here today, Robbie. Not brutally hot yet, but apparently in the next 48 hours it'll get warmer. So I'm sitting on the side under an umbrella, and it's actually very pleasant where I am, sort of out of the direct sunlight. But on the court, it'll be quite taxing, I would think, as this match wears on in the next 3 or 4 hours.
Is one of the great shots in the game, isn't it, Mark?
Oh, that forehand, as I said, definitely one of the biggest weapons on the tour. It's good to see him take that one early, looking to move in right behind it.
Steph with a win in his opening match against Pablo Carreño Busta. Both have played PCB. Tsitsipas beat him in straights. Shevchenko lost, excuse me, in 3 sets. Tsitsipas winning 6-3 in the third. Shevchenko losing in straight sets to the Spaniard. One thing to look out for on the Tsitsipas serve is, Mark.
It's his targets. You know, he does like to go out wide. As you can see on the deuce side, he's got 68% on that wide one, and on the advantage side, 58%. He does a good job of mixing it up, but you can clearly see that's his 2-go serves, especially on the big points.
Why?
That's naturally he likes that ball. I think he hits on the outside of the ball, especially on the advantage side, and as well as he does hit that one down the tee on the deuce, he does like to slide it out because that opens up the court for him to use that off forehand.
He uses it pretty well.
Alexander Shevchenko, representing Team Kazakhstan, to serve.
Suggesting that Steph is the heavy favourite. Almost an 80% chance of winning.
Seats quickly, please.
Come on, doesn't matter.
Take the nearest seats, thanks.
Yeah.
Got to get used to playing with a bit of crowd movement.
Love 15.
That is a shot that Steph does very well. That last second change of grip, showing some good touch and then coming in behind it. Cut off that angle.
All. He's
made some nice progress as Shevchenko in the last couple of years. He broke into the top 300 in March of 2022. A couple of months later, he was in the top 200 by June. And 8 months later, top 100 in April of 2023.
40-15.
And the good news for him, reached a career high ranking just inside the top 50 earlier this year after defeating Holger Rune for the biggest win of his career in Rotterdam.
Game, Team Kazakhstan. One game.
Here's the great Joachim Nystrom, who has been working with Alex the last couple of seasons and has got him on a nice trajectory. What a player he was. Former world number 7. Quarter-finalist at the French Open in singles. I think US Open as well, if memory serves. Remember Joachim back in the day, Mark?
15 rounds.
Guy never missed a return.
No, I do. Incredibly solid. I mean, I've yet to see a Swede with that was not solid, especially on the backhand side.
30 love.
He also won the doubles at Wimbledon in, I think it was 86, alongside Mats Wilander. I mean, imagine playing against those two. I mean, every 7 volleys is on the shoelaces. You're picking those off like there's no tomorrow.
Yoki also had a heart rate that never got above 22, I think.
Brilliant, Fitzy. You must have come across him a few times.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he gave me a few lessons. But I can say, you know, we all like to pump people up about how good a bloke they are in this country. He's one of the nicest people ever on the tennis tour, Yoki Nystrom.
I
40-15.
think we can say that about a lot of the Swedes. They just get it, don't they? Because you had a pretty good career alongside Anders Jarrod. Fitzgerald, Jarrod. What a combo that was back in the day.
Well, I hope Anders is watching. I'm still thanking him every day for paying for half of my house. In fact, he was that good. He paid for 3/4
Oh,
of it.
stop it.
Gee, they were a great bunch of players in those days. They had a real run, didn't they, the Swedes? Following on from Bjorn Borg. Just a conveyor belt of top tennis, they were.
And guys, just quickly, that's 3 sloppy, unforced errors off the backhand side with just one large step, no footwork, not putting himself in position, just lazy errors. Great pickup off that volley. Good approach, and that was a good backhand. Got it at Steph's toes here. Gosh, this is a good approach here on the open. So look at that nice pickup. Big point there for Deuce.
Game, Team Greece. Team Greece lead 2-1.
Got there in the end. Took somewhat of a detour, did Tsitsipas. But Team Greece leads 2-1 early doors. Well, let's take a look at this man's serve. What do you make of it?
Well, it's changed, Robbie. First of all, starting off, look, it's a nice high ball toss. Uses a lot of legs to jump into this serve. But a lot of things, a couple of little small things have changed as far as his service motion, starting off with his front foot. He's bringing up the toes. Never used to do that. Also has a little bit of a kink as far as the wrist when he takes it back. He was actually very simple as far as taking it right back. Now he's got a little bit of a motion within, like a little wrist thing. It's hard to explain, but there are a couple of things that have changed. But he's still getting up to that nicely, using his legs, extending into it, and good finish. That is a part of his game that when it's working, everything else in his game flows naturally after that.
Coach of Greece, Theodoros Angelinos.
Time.
Team Kazakhstan actually sit atop this Group C, only just. They've both played one matches, one tie. Both won their ties. 2 matches to 1. Kazakhstan winning by 4 sets to 3. Greece's sets were 4-all. And they played Spain. So a slightly better winning percentage in sets for Kazakhstan. But as we've mentioned at the start of this one, whoever wins goes through. It's nice and simple. And it'll be a similar scenario
30-15.
this evening, when Team China take on Team Germany here. Group E. Whoever wins the group and advances to the quarterfinals. Beautiful. As Mick Jagger would say, he has practiced in the art of deception.
30-all.
Saw a picture of Mick alongside the Greek dressing room today. Of course, he's one of the guys that's performed here with the Rolling Stones. Some big acts have been here at the RAC Arena. Won't get much bigger than the Stones. So, break point for Tsitsipas. definitely more pep in his step than what we saw in his opening match. Looks a little more energized, does Alex. Someone who was schooled at Gunter Bresnik Tennis Academy in Vienna, where it's grip it and rip it. Gunter, of course, so instrumental in Dominic Thiem's career.
Advantage, Team Kazakhstan.
Just, you know, a couple of unforced errors coming more so because of the footwork, I feel, Robbie. That one, you don't seem too many times not being in good position, that forehand side. You see it on the backhand, but that one just didn't get out of the way and an opportunity missed.
Juice.
Не спеши, время есть, и время есть. Давай.
It's pretty warm out there. I had a hit yesterday afternoon. I couldn't believe how suffocating the heat was. You see these players taking maximum time between points.
Advantage, Team Kazakhstan.
It's safe to say, Robbie, you can fry an egg in a few seconds out in the court right now. I think to be like 33, 32 degrees, but on court temperature, another story.
Combination of shots.
Juice.
Nice turn of shoulders, nice and compact and simple. And then just that huge slap on the forehand, so strong off the back foot.
Advantage, Team Kazakhstan. Team Kazakhstan.
That was a hard hat hold from Shevchenko. Went to work, and he's evened things up at 2 games all. Going to nip down courtside because John Fitzgerald has got another Tsitsipas that he wants to talk to.
Good to see you. Good to have you back in Australia.
Thank you.
Look, I just noticed. Well, you're a man who knows Stefanos better than most, I'm sure. He's a little upset with his grip at the moment. It seems like, is it slipping, or is it more the racket?
Well, I'm not very sure, to be honest. But as far as I know, he's made small changes in his grip size. Maybe he's trying to get used to it. That's all.
His ranking is a little bit lower this year than in previous years here in Australia. His preparation's been good. He's ready for a big summer.
Yes, he had a solid preparation a whole month actually in Dubai, like he does every year. So yeah, he's been having the same, let's say, routine, adding things to his game, working on his game, trying to improve as much as possible. So Yeah, I think he's going to have a pretty good Aussie summer.
Okay. He loves this event, doesn't he? He's played well here in Perth. Oh, there's a change-up. Yeah, nice serve and volley. Did you teach him that one?
30
Well, no, he has it in his repertoire, I would say. He's trying to bring it back to his game. I feel like last year he was a bit hesitant with coming to the net. I think he's a natural, attacking volley player, so he should do that more often.
Well, in this match and also in his previous one, he's hitting a lot of very good stuff. Occasionally he gets a little bit, maybe not as consistent so far that I've seen this year, but the best tennis is still there, isn't it? And it's a matter of playing more of the best tennis, more consistently.
100%. I mean, he's one of the best players in the world, in my mind. It's all about small adjustments and mental, going through those mental blocks. The moment he's gonna get his tennis and his mind right, I'm 100% sure he's gonna be back to where he belongs.
Yeah. And this event has been very good to the Greek team, and the Greek team has been very good for this event, mate. So his record is good here. Maria's also feeling good.
30-15.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Maria hasn't played many matches the last 5-6 months, so it's definitely not easy to get out there representing your country, feeling the pressure in your shoulders. So I feel like match by match, she's also going to find her level, and they're all going to connect as a team, and great things might happen in this United Cup.
What about you, mate? Are you going to play a little bit of doubles here?
Yeah,
certainly at the Australian Open too, right?
Yeah, the Australian Open as well. Me and Steph are signed together, so
40-15.
yeah, we love playing in Australia. We had a couple of great matches the last 2 years, and we love the Greek support. It's very big here.
Well, there's plenty of that in Australia, mate. So I better leave you because Stefanos is about to come back to the box. So thanks for your time, Petros.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Game, Team Greece.
Nice to get inside the team. Get some
games to
insights thanks to Fitzy, thanks to Petros. Team Greece, thanks to Steph, are ahead 3-2. So just 5 games in, and Team Greece with a couple of chances to go up a break. Steph not able to convert, and Shevchenko will be very happy about that for Team Kazakhstan. This battle well and truly joined. That's Richard Haig just reminding both players that they are taking a fair bit of time between points. And there are buckets at the end of the court that if you want the tiles to be brought out to you in those buckets by the ball kids, you can, just to expedite things, but it is a very warm one today. And of course you'll have the heat radiating off the court. It just accentuates it. But Shevchenko will be glad that he hasn't gone down a break early like he did in his opening match against Pablo Carreño Busta. He didn't really recover, couldn't get going against the Spaniard. It's been a little better today. So both these teams winning the opening tie. As I mentioned at the start of this one, whoever wins the tie goes through to the quarterfinals. It's nice and simple. And it'll be the same a little later on when Team China take on Team Germany here in the evening session. The winner of that tie will also advance. at your peril, Fitzy.
Exactly. You know me well, Robbie.
Love 15.
That's just a mistake, that approach. I mean, maybe it suits his game a little bit to hook it that way, but straight to a running forehand, good luck trying to get that volley.
Not only that, Fitzy, he ran, instead of following the ball, he runs completely into the middle of the court, leaving the whole line open. Oh, that was nice.
That was about difficulty factor. That was 9.8.
Love the decimal. Love it. It's probably the only place on the court that he could hit if he wanted to hit a clean winner, and it had to be that good. Look at the check he gets on this. That's Elvis Smiley stuff there. Nice short game.
Yeah, he can play a bit of golf. Young Elvis. And he doesn't look overawed. Shevchenko here, he's not taking a backward step to Stefanos, and I think it's a bit like his previous match. Tsitsipas looks really good at times when he's up and about and he's intense, and then he drops off for a few points. I think sometimes that helps the opposition mentally.
I agree, Fitzy, that first match against Bristol, he did not drop off at all. He was solid from first point to the last point, and like you said, he's having opportunities to recover, and he's getting some easy points. He wasn't getting these in the first matchup, and Steph's playing some great points, but then completely switching off and getting some very loose and easy errors. So definitely looking a lot more comfortable today is Alexander.
Game, Team Kazakhstan.
And it's a much simpler hold.
Three
Shevchenko's
games all.
beaten some good players, 2023. Mentioned that win against Fritz and Basel, where he saved 2 match points, beat Taylor 7-6 in the third. Also beat Karen Hashanov. Of course, earlier this year, he was able to beat Holger Rune indoors in Rotterdam. So he's getting used to the big time. We've seen that in his ranking progression as well. It's been on an upward trend, a career high earlier this year. Lots to look forward to.
love. All.
Big game here, 7th game. Steph has to be very careful with those double faults and those gifts. Doesn't want to go down 4-3. We've got new balls next. That's his go-to serve. We spoke about that earlier, Robbie. The one out wide in the deuce.
30-50.
It's not the fastest serve you'll see, but adorned with all manner of spin. It's the spin that's done the damage there. Beautiful away swing.
Let's for serve.
This guy's got some serious racket head speed.
30 all.
He can generate some pace.
30-40.
He's not as polished on that inside-in forehand as he was in his opening match. Team Kazakhstan with a break point.
Game. Team Kazakhstan. New balls,
Shevchenko will
please.
take that double fault with open arms to get
Team
the early break
Kazakhstan
and lead
lead 4 games
4-3.
to 3.
Давай, новые мячи, сейчас так же смело, смело, смело.
Главное, не перезрой.
Plenty to ponder on this change of ends. Because the problem as well when you lose your serve in the 7th game is that your opponent has the chance to serve with new balls.
Time.
Generally is a big help to the server. That ball will be pinging through the air.
Давай, 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 come on.
Nice and warm out here. Get good bounce, good speed. Change of balls. So
Let's go, Steph, come on. Bella.
new racket gets pulled out. Of course, just a new string job. Coincide with the ball change.
Gee, the new balls, that is a tough shot to control, to change the direction. And with a one-hander, which he's been catching a little bit late at times too, just to change direction and go there. It's a toss of the coin whether you can make that one. And he's a bit unlucky, really, but a difficult shot. Especially with the new balls, because they are flying a little bit more through the air.
If it's especially on a humid day like this, on this court surface. Tell you what, he was lucky to get away with that one. He had that open court to the backhand side.
30-15.
Went straight back to Steph here. And I think Steph made a mistake. I wasn't sure if he was going to do a drop shot and he changed his mind, but lucky to get away with that one. Huge, big difference between 30-15 and 15-30.
40-15. Game, Team Kazakhstan.
That's a big hold.
Team
by
Kazakhstan
Alexander.
lead 5 games to 3.
Even 5-3 lead, taking advantage of that break. I think there's two things that Steph's fighting against. Obviously his opponent, but I think the second thing is the heat right now. I know this is his second match, but the first one was played night session. You know, Alexander's played that first match up during the day. You know, getting used to that heat is a big thing, especially in Australia. And right now, Steph looks like he's just struggling out there.
Yeah, well, you know him better than any of us do. But he has been breathing reasonably hard a couple of times after longer rallies. And it's not necessarily that he's not fit. It's just that getting used to the conditions on the first time you meet this, or you have this increased heat. So he'll have to adapt to that. But I wonder, Mark, whether also, I know he's sort of got this aloof body language sometimes, which is natural, you know, and fine. But I wonder about his interest level sometimes down here close. Like some points, it just looks like he doesn't want to be there to me. But maybe I'm reading it wrong.
No, you're not. I touched upon this in his first match where he was lucky to get out of.
40-love.
Yeah, well ahead in the ace race. Handful of them now for Steph. His first serve percentage has actually been okay. It's at 68%, but when Shevchenko has made a meaningful return off the first, he's made it count. And just that 7th game when he got the breaker serve, it was all over some of the seconds. And the odd double fault doesn't help either. Shevchenko's only had a look at one break point and he made it count.
Game,
and Shevchenko's going to have to try and serve out the opening set. He will sit down with a 5-4 lead.
Team Kazakhstan lead 5 games to 4.
Well, John Fitzgerald has been telling me about Esperance, and I can understand why. It's about 700 kilometers southeast of Perth. It's a fair drive, but I tell you what, when you get there, this is what greets you. Stunning scenery, beautiful ocean, plenty of cool four-wheel drive adventures on the beach. Nothing like a swim in an ocean that looks like that. This is where we are, the RAC Arena, our host for the week. So looking a little sapped of energy, and just had some information from courtside that we might have heard in Greek that he's just struggling with a little bit of a stomach bug. Is Steph. If he is feeling flat, that would explain it. Let's a look at the Shevchenko serve, perhaps for the last time in this set, but Shevchenko serving for a 1-set lead.
Love 15.
Yeah, Robbie, if he's not feeling great, doesn't help with his heat, but he certainly doesn't want to go down one set to love, that's for sure.
It's a very untimely first double fault for Alex.
I mean, I like the one where he's staying in and blocking it back. I think there's a difference, Robbie, with blocking it back and taking a big swipe at it. You know, sometimes I would like to see a nice chip. Getting the ball back in play. Love 15. It was a small opening. Oof. Well, I guess, you know, what do I know? If you're going to do that, why not?
Oh, that is a filthy return. And everybody in Team Greece knows that. He has absolutely flushed this. Little late, perhaps a little lucky, but there's no comments column.
30 all.
I like this one. Shevchenko just taking his time here, understanding the importance of this next delivery. Beautifully executed.
40-30.
High percentage play, but still an aggressive play. And the first ace brings up a first set point. He only needs one.
First set.
And Shevchenko
Team
wraps up the opener against Team
games to
Greece.
4.
6 games to 4.
Detrimental thing that, if we consider that he does have a lackluster approach at the moment, and we're just assuming a little bit, but his body language suggests so. But if you do that, then Shevchenko is going to start really believing in himself that he can win this, and with the set under his belt.
Okay, we'll go to the bench and we go there. Ladies and gentlemen, the physio has been called to course.
Yeah, we thought there might be an issue. So, confirmation of it. I don't know if he's feeling like he's going to throw up or need some medication. Or...
Yeah, I think he feels unwell.
Yeah.
Feels like feels like feel bloated. We're here. Bloated? Feel bloated. I feel full. I feel heavy.
Do you have any nausea?
A little bit. Yeah. I feel like
mostly like heavy, full. Yep. Do you any like reflux, anything like this? Any burning or anything?
no burning.
No. Yep.
It's just like it feels like I ate a lot of food.
Yeah.
And I had a decent breakfast. Like it was not something crazy. So in terms of quantity.
Does you something feel like it's like churning a lot, or you just feel full?
I just feel full, and whenever I put a lot of effort, it feels like I'm close to being nauseous or.
Yeah. Yeah. I can give you something for nausea that works quite quickly. It just sits on the tongue and absorbs very quickly. Otherwise, most medication is more for for reflux or diarrhea or something like this. So if you don't have this sort of reflux, it might not work quite as quickly.
I see.
But we can try something for the sort of the stomach. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. See how you go. If it doesn't have any effect, I'll be take a few minutes to work. So that one there, just it's called Atoprazole. Just helps you a little bit with reflux and heaviness, trying to get it's just swallow. Yeah.
so there you have it. Clearly not feeling great this morning. Something's upset him.
Yeah, but Robbie, at the risk of being, well, sounding like a tough guy, I mean, a little bit of nauseous. A lot of people have that in the workplace, and I know it's physical, this game, and there's some heat at the moment, but he doesn't sound like it's too bad. I mean, the way he verbalised it. So you learn to play with that sort of stuff
Ladies
a lot.
and gentlemen, Mr. Tsitsipas is now receiving a medical timeout.
Am I being too harsh, Flipper?
Look, there's a couple things to be real about. Is number one, we don't know obviously how he's feeling. The heat is definitely not helping as well. But you know, sometimes too, if you're not in the right frame of mind,
yeah, that's it.
This will just times it by 10.
I think you've hit it on the head, because it is not that hot out here. I mean, by Australian summer standards, I know this court is hotter out on the surface than sitting in the shade or inside a commentary box, but it's not super hot. To me, he just doesn't have the energy to take it all on.
Look, again, like we said, first of all, we don't know exactly what he's going through, but even with, I'm just going off the energy, even what he had in the first match, that he was lucky to get through and competed well when he had to. But even then, like you said, just looked like he was plodding around a little bit during the match. And now he's first, you know, practicing in this heat in Australia, especially Perth, Western Australia. It is tough. It is hot. And having that first match where you're breathing heavy and you've got stress and the body's, you know, stressful as far as the mind, you're working twice as hard, and that's definitely not going to help the situation.
Yeah, he's definitely under duress, no doubt about it.
But look, I mean, he said himself a few months ago that doesn't feel like he's the player that he is. He's feeling a little bit lost, that he feels like he's played a lot of tennis and he's traveled a lot, and he's lost that fire. He's lost that hunger. He's, you know, that's just coming out, you know, that's his own words.
Time.
So if you're not up for it for the first event of the year, an incredible event like the United Cup representing your country, it's going to be a long year, Fitzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, first time he's been outside the top 10. I'll make it since May of 2019. He's been a model of consistency, competing at the sharp end of a couple of majors. Losing out on 2 occasions to Novak. He's won 3 Masters 1000s, all coming in Monte Carlo.
Love 30.
Right now, sorry, Robbie, go ahead.
I was going to, just to follow up on what you said, the tennis season is long. And when you're playing a lot of matches, I think this is where scheduling is so important, Mark. To give yourself those breaks at the right times of the year, so you don't feel like you're on that hamster wheel and you can't get off of it.
Couldn't agree more, Robbie. You know, you want to be fresh into the big events, mentally and physically, and that's what the top players in the world do. Federer, Nadal, Djokovic have done for years.
Game, Team Kazakhstan. First game, second set.
Best possible start for Team Kazakhstan. Setting a break, always got a nice ring about it. And he'll be infused by what he's seen on the other side of the net. He'll know that Tsitsipas is there for the taking.
Gee, it changes the whole complex, approach for the women's singles, doesn't it? Here, if there's an upset here in the men's match.
Yeah, because you'd fancy Rebekina against Sakari, wouldn't you, Fitzy?
Oh yes, I mean, look, I'm a fan of both of these young ladies, but in terms of form and versatility, you know, we've got a Wimbledon champion on one end of the court in Rebekina, and her form looked pretty good in the opening match, so tough one for Greece if they lose this.
Yeah, Maria hasn't played since the US Open, bar the match she played first up against Team Spain. Just shaking off some rust. Scandalous, that pickup.
30 love.
How do you like that, folks?
Alexander's just playing a very smart game right now, understanding that his opponent is not feeling the best, making him play one more ball, keeping the points going as long as he can.
Team Kazakhstan lead 2 games.
Of course, another way of thinking about this period of play is that if the medication does help Tsitsipas somewhat, you want to get as many games under your belt while he's still recovering.
Yeah, while he's only on 5 cylinders out of 8, I'd say. That's where I'd put him right now. I mean, when he's stretching wide for those balls, he doesn't have the end range power. He's not producing it anyway, meaning physically to get to the ball. I'm talking about him. He's a little bit sluggish.
40 love.
It's important, this match, for both players, points and prize money, but especially for somebody like Shevchenko. Group 1 against a player ranked between 11 and 20 is worth 45 points. Tsitsipas is up and running for Team Greece in set number 2. He's down a set and a break though.
Come on.
You can see the spots that he's hitting on the court. Nice illustration of how well Steph spreads it on that occasion.
Σύμφωνα, ας το παίξουμε αργά, πάμε.
Όχι άλλα μπαλάκια. Εκεί που πάει να γίνει.
Plenty of enthusiasm on Team Greece bench. Well, we mentioned Shevchenko with a group win against a player ranked between 11 and 20. He would collect 45 ATP points.
Time.
For a group win as the #1 singles player, that's $42,800.
Not a bad day's work, Robbie.
It's a good gig if you can get it.
Tell you what, guys, if I could say one thing, if I was sitting next to Steph right now, what I would say to him is, okay, you're not feeling 100%. Fine. Let's try and shorten up the rally, okay? Let's look for that short ball. Let's get some height over there in the backhand. Look for that forehand. Hit it, look to move and come in and shorten up the point. Fitzy?
Yeah, I was going to say the points have already been shortened up because physically he's not in top gear. The points are already shorter, but yes, I mean they need to be. I think if he's going to get through this period. But to Shevchenko's credit, he's playing some pretty good points here, and he's moving Steph around and not giving Steph a chance to have a short point on his terms. So he's missing a lot, Stefanos. And one other thing I'll say, Mark, he's never been short of people giving him advice, has he?
That's true.
Holy smoke.
Nothing's changed, even that change of ends.
You know, advice is good, but there's sometimes a line you draw in the sand about how much.
As you guys said earlier, less is more at times. But important to keep things simple.
30-15.
I haven't seen Dad Apostolos around. Don't know if he'll be coming down for the first major of the year or not.
No, it was, his father is travelling with Pavlos, the youngest brother, and helping him. So, don't think we'll be seeing him.
Oh, it is so early and so accurate. And I can tell you, guys,
40-15.
Shevchenko has taken 57% of his ground strokes on the rise. The average for the top 100 is about 45% of those groundies on the rise. So he is really rushing Steph beautifully.
Game, Team Kazakhstan.
That's really important, Robbie, because if you're taking the ball earlier, you're giving your opponent less time. And then on the other hand, if you're Stefanos and you're struggling to move as well as you normally do, that's like a double whammy against you. So it's his style of play at the moment is suiting the situation, I think, Shevchenko.
Yeah. Thanks to Ollie from the Gig Stats department. It's furnishing us with some good info.
The boys coming through. I know that you're a genius, Robbie, but now I've realised you're getting a little bit of help.
It's all about who you surround yourself with, Mark.
That's right.
So I got you and Fitzy alongside me.
But your delivery is second to none. Speaking about deliveries, how's the Aussies doing today? Fitzy in the cricket? Is that a bad question? I see you dropping your head already.
I've been watching every ball hit here intensely, Mark.
Talking about tennis, of course, right now, right?
Yes.
All right, good.
Yeah, we see it's a struggle at this time of the day from that side of the court.
Beautiful feel. He certainly has the talent, doesn't he? Tsitsipas, you don't get to number 3 in the world for no reason.
30 love.
The second break is what Shevchenko will be desperate for. That could almost sew this up for him.
Yeah, Fitzy, I still believe one is not enough. I know that he's not slugging around the court, but he can just slap some winners out of nowhere and be back on serve very easily. We have witnessed some incredible turnarounds in the last few days, guys. So,
Mr. Tsitsipas would like to see a replay of the call on the right baseline.
Of course, with Bolt 6, we have electronic line calling system. No call means it must have got a piece of the line. 87% in.
what do you like to say, Robbie? 2% on the line is 100% in or something like that?
Come on, Mark. Been commentating alongside me long enough now. 99% out.
Out, that's right. He's 100% in.
Got it. I'm going to tee you up for one of those later, so make sure you get it right, okay?
Oh, God, please make it easy. I'll have Google on standby.
Good feel again. Not for the first time in this game. And he needed every ounce of it.
Well, I think he was
40-13.
forced to go for my least favourite approach. The one before that, hooking it to the forehand. Shevchenko hits a pretty good pass, but it's the athleticism this time of Tsitsipas. So that's maybe a good sign for him to use his legs, get to that ball beautifully, and we know he's got some feel with those hands.
Juice.
Dangerous moments here, though.
It's the Greek captain, Theodoros Angelinos. He'll know that.
Guys, just looking at these stats in the second set, 33% of first serves in, and even when they do go in, he's only won 40%. I've never seen those numbers so low.
Advantage, Team Greece. Juice.
You know, the body language from Shevchenko is fantastic. I love it. I mean, he believes he can win this now. I mean, obviously he's a set and a break. He's pushing for a second break. And there's that early ball on the rise, Rob. He's confident, believes he can win.
Yeah. 12% up on the tour average in that department. That's a good chunk in a sport where just a few percentage points here or there can
Advantage, Team
determine the outcome
Kazakhstan.
of a match. Captain of Kazakhstan, Alexander Nedovseov, mentioned that at the start when we interviewed him. There he is there. Got to try and take the ball on the rise. Try and find the backhand of Tsitsipas. He's got a break point to go up a double break. That one's just kissed the line.
Juice.
Wasn't the biggest serve, but it got a piece of the paint, just accelerated it.
Advantage, Team Kazakhstan.
So Alex there looking at his box and saying and pointing to his head like that was the wrong decision to go way back. He was almost behind the Perth sign there for the first return. And he hit the ball well, but it was in the middle of the court. Didn't get the depth or the direction that he needed on the first return there.
Advantage, Team Greece.
8 minutes and counting now. It's just the kind of game that can turn the momentum if Tsitsipas holds.
Robbie, you're right. I mean,
Team
Alex
Greece.
was
still thinking about the break point opportunity he missed. And
Team Kazakhstan lead.
that's a
3
big
games
moment
to 2.
potentially in this match.
3-2 second set. Well, if you love the water, the Margaret River might be known for its impeccable vineyards, but it doesn't stop there. Surrounded by some of the most stunning scenery. You can enjoy nature at its finest, from hiking, kayaking, or even going beneath the surface. You can check out the limestone caves. I mean, that is pure serenity there. Just need a fishing rod in your hand. The beautiful Margaret River and the surrounding areas. Well, it's day 4 of a live coverage here from Perth. We got started a day earlier in Sydney. Both these teams winning their opening matches against Spain.
Time.
But I can tell you, he sounds a bit more chirpy, and that's a good thing. Team crease down a set and a break.
I'm hoping Mark can help us there, guys, because
15 love.
he was chirpy, but I'm not sure he was positively chirpy.
They were discussing. He said they have yet to win 1 point when he was staying that far back, or told him to get further back on the baseline. He said he's lost almost 99% of those points when he was that far back.
So he was disagreeing with the information he was getting.
Yes.
Yep.
No, he's annoyed there, but I don't mind that pattern of play. If Shevchenko's having to hit those kind of shots to win the point, that's too good. There's not a whole lot of court to hit in there. Changing direction off a high bouncing ball down the line, highest part of the net.
40 love.
Who was he looking at there, Mark? It wasn't Petros, was it?
No, it was his traveling coach.
Was it? I thought he was looking past the coaches. Okay.
I'm not sure. You had a better angle than me, but it only makes sense with the discussion I had.
Yes, Team Kazakhstan.
Pretty sure of that.
New balls, please.
I tell you, he is happy, this guy.
Team Kazakhstan.
Just
4 games to 2.
what he would have wanted. Keep his nose out in front. Keep Team Greece at arm's length.
Yeah, that was an important game from Alexander there. Letting go of a huge opportunity and just holding to love. That was big.
Lax for serve.
impressive play. Not a bad second serve out wide, but boy, did he handle that. Look at the depth he got. And then again, quick to take that one on the rise, as Robbie, you mentioned. Hitting that forehand beautifully right now.
15 all.
Definitely found a bit of a second wind as Tsitsipas. Energy levels, while still being low, up from what they were in the opening set.
Yes, and by preventing that second break of serve, gives him a live chance, doesn't it? He is gradually getting a bit more energy, I think. And he's going to give Alex the opportunity to make a mistake when he serves for it. So, or if he serves for it, which looks likely.
Time violation, warning, Team Greece.
I'll tell you what, we've concentrated a lot on Stefanos, but Alex is solid here. He looks a different player to me than he did in his first match, and he's got some confidence going, but he's solid, doesn't miss much. He hurts you when he needs to. He's got the backhand down the line, which is a shot that in modern tennis you hit a lot of your winners with.
He's getting some good depth off his ground strokes, isn't he, Fitzy?
Yeah.
It was a close second serve. Must have hit the outside of the line.
Shevchenko's been making some nice progress season upon season. Won 2 challenges in 2023. This year, his first full year. Playing tour events, just getting used to the level. He's already had 3 top 20 wins in his career. He's looking for a 4th one today.
He could on that volley a bit. Like he wasn't intense through the ball there. He just threw the racket face out. That was a bad miss.
Oh, and this is a must hold. If he goes down 2 sets, 2 breaks in the second set, for me, it's pretty much done deal.
Advantage, Team Greece.
You know, again, just only 1 break. All of a sudden, 4-3, 5-4, 7 for the match. Alexander might start overthinking things, get a little tight. So Very important to hold serve here. Give himself an opportunity to get back into this match. Oh, wow.
There's a sign of his confidence. We know that is not an easy shot. The ball's jumping up. I mean, he's got the two hands to help with the strength needed on this ball, but to cover that spin and go over the high part of the net down the line, that's about as good as it gets.
That was textbook perfect.
Advantage, Team Greece.
He's hanging on in here. He reduces the arrears. Team Greece still playing catch up. It's 4-3.
Πού είναι το λους, έχουμε το λους, εδώ είναι.
Αλλά είναι τρίκυνα μέχρι τώρα.
I don't care, I don't care. I don't care, it doesn't go anyway, so it doesn't matter. Backhand doesn't go anywhere. I need to put my fucking, I need to put a truck behind it for it to go. It's impossible to do anything with it. It's like playing with 4G almost, it's the same feeling.
Apologies for the language. Frustration clearly evident for Steph.
It just like flies down the line. It doesn't even press.
Guys, is it possible to find out if he's no longer using 4G by the sound of that conversation? Has he changed strings to start off the season?
I don't know, but the guys he's talking to are the people that look after his rackets. They weight them, they prepare the rackets, they string them. That's the tension.
Right.
They're like the racket doctors, and he's saying it's not to his liking.
Well,
basically.
So I don't. From what I heard, it sounds like it's not 4G because that was an issue even when I was working with him with string. Changing string during the year, even almost trying to change it during the tournament, where I was very much against, but is always tinkering and looking for things in the wrong area, in my opinion. And a lot of these misses got nothing to do with the string. Body positioning, to footwork.
Yeah, sometimes it's the archer, not the arrow. 4-3.
love.
He's really done a good job of compartmentalizing everything on his side of the court as Shevchenko.
$15 all.
Wow. Here's an opening right here.
15-30.
Big first serve down the tee. Nice chip back, getting the ball in play. A little bit of a tricky one, staying low, and 15-30.
It's 3 chip returns of serve in this game.
Well, you cannot blame the strings for that because he didn't hit the strings with it.
He got the shot he wanted.
He did.
Fitzy.
He did. He didn't prop, did he? He ran straight through that. And as talented as he is with that wrist and hand, he just totally mishit that one.
It's 34 unforced errors so far. 2 sets for Tsitsipas. It's a lot of free points.
Well, again, another good chip to get himself into the point from Steph, but it's the ground stroking that's let him down. It's not often we say it that way around.
And on the forehand side.
Yep.
Yeah, and his reaction there just lets you into his mind a little bit. He's a bit anxious about the second serve on a big point.
There's a deceleration there, Fitzy, on that one.
Yeah, we saw it in his first match a bit. It's maybe where he struggles, and in big moments that hurts you. He's got it again here. It's actually not a bad play, is it? The chip short to make Shevchenko move forward. And his first choice is not to go in here. But he has to, because look where he is in the court. He has to go in and makes him vulnerable. So that chip short in this game has worked.
That's more like it. Tsitsipas is back.
Game, Team Greece.
The Team Greece bench delighted that their charge has finally found some form.
4 games all.
He got a helping hand though, didn't he?
Oh, he definitely did. But look, that whole game he made the returns. He chipped it back on the backhand side. He chipped it back on the forehand side. Got himself into the point and gave himself an opportunity.
For all.
$15 love.
And look at the difference straight away in the body language. Alexander knowing missed a huge opportunity. Head hang a little bit lower. Little shift in energy. He's got to try and put that behind him. He's still in the driver's seat. He's still the one that's a set up.
This is the time when you've got to play those mental games with yourself. Just remind yourself that at the start of the match, you would have taken this scenario to be up a set, 4-all.
Mm-hmm.
Let's second serve.
That's the pattern of play that he wants to get involved with.
13, 15.
And he keeps him to the length on the backhand. Shevchenko is winning the vast majority of the rallies. Guys at bolt 6. Helping me out with some of the stats. I think just 3 points in the entirety of this match. Steph has won when they've traded backhands. 4 is a different story. Hasn't been great, but it's starting to get better and better. It's just a real skill to hang around, keep asking questions.
Team Greece.
It's a nice passage of play for Team Greece. Tsitsipas starting to turn the tables in his favour. And he leads in this set, 5-4. What a very important sit down there for Team Kazakhstan. So to stay in the set. Good start. Fitzy, why do you think it's the case that as you approach the finishing line, if you are the player that's in a winning position, you actually get tight? Because it doesn't make sense, right? You're the one winning. You should be the one that doesn't feel the pressure, because the other guy's the one who's going to go out. He's the one who's going to lose.
Can I preface the answer by saying I'm not a psychologist, Robbie?
That's okay. In your experience as a top pro?
Well, I think it's got a lot to do with the opportunity. You see an opportunity to beat a higher ranked player. This is his biggest win on paper, if he could win this. So it's an opportunity, and that doesn't mean you're always going to have positive thoughts about finishing it off. You know it's an opportunity. You don't want to lose that opportunity. You've got a lot to lose. So I always think the first point serving for the match is a big one. It's like a 2-point swing, isn't it? You're either down a point or up one. But I can't give you the psychological reasons. I think it's why a lot of players are actually better when they're behind. They play with a looser frame of mind. They go for their shots more. They've got less to lose. When you're in front, serving for the match, you've got a lot to lose. So the great players back their ability probably more than the lesser players, I think, and they're better at doing it. So some of them may not think that way. They just grab the balls and go, okay, I believe in my ability, let's finish it. And in an ideal world, that's what we all should do. Good game there, wasn't it, from Alex?
Yeah, it certainly was. Controlled aggression, intelligent tennis, a little bit more aggressive than the previous two that he had played. Simply stunning.
Is that the shot, Robbie and Mark, that's going to win it for him? Because that's where he can hit a lot of winners. It's a lower percentage ball. We all know that because the net is higher when you go down the line. But if you can get a reward, it's worth taking the risk. And he's been able to hit it a lot in this match, and it looks like it's his go-to.
Yes, Fitzy, look, that is a tough one. You're the highest part of the net. But that's a shot that, number one, you want to try and open up the court to get into Steph's backhand.
Well, he's got a violation here, and he has to hit a second serve because of it.
Oh, that's huge. That's just too short. You know, he's got an opportunity there to really try and put some pressure on Steph.
15-all.
He cannot hit the ball in the middle of the court like that, allowing Steph that forehand. A little tentative on that love 15 point.
I think his mentality now has to be, I need to win these points rather than just rally, keep them in, and maybe Stefanos will miss. I don't think that is not the right way to approach it. He's got to go after his best game here, Shevchenko. Just like using that backhand down the line.
Yeah, Steph has tightened up his game. He's using the chip on the backhand a lot more. Cannot, like you said, Fitz, he can't be content to sit back and wait for Steph to miss because his game can only go up from here.
Game, Team Greece.
Oh, such an important second point there from Tsitsipas after getting a second-time violation.
6 games to 5.
And he dealt with it well. He leads 6-5 second set.
Είσαι new balls. What?
Όχι, δεν είπε new ball.
Κάποιος είπε new balls μέσα εδώ πέρα. Κάποιος στο box είπε new balls.
Ποιος είπε new ball? Είναι. Όχι, ball boy. Είναι. Ρώτα το ball boy.
Κόβεις την μπάλα, εκεί θα σου έρθει ευκαιρία σου να το κάνεις. Okay. Το drive σου αρχίζει με την μπάλα, αλλά πάμε και τώρα μες στην ψεύδο και πήγαινε το. Πάμε.
Περιμένει ήδη εκεί πέρα. Εδώ πέρα. Περιμένει ήδη.
DJ breaking out an 80s classic. Who doesn't love a little bit of human league? I remember seeing you there on the dance floor back in the day, Fitzy, on tour, bopping and weaving to these tunes.
You know, Robbie, the people that know me know that that is completely false.
Oh, they don't know you like I know you.
Oh, that's not true.
Let's see if Team Kazakhstan can take us into a tie break.
15 love.
If I'm Jockey Nystrom, that's how I want him to play. He saw the opportunity. It was the right ball to hit, and he went for the lower percentage shot, but it's the one that gives him the most reward. He hasn't done a lot wrong here, Shevchenko. I mean, yes, he was up the break, and I think it was the chip backhand that got him into a bit of trouble in his previous service game from this end. But he hasn't really done anything wrong. He's been good.
I agree.
14-15.
Steph took his game to that next level. And there's quite a few levels there's left. I mean, you know, there's only upside for Steph, and he's starting to move better. His energy, there's more energy in his movement, in his play. And for me, that is a point that needs to be just locked into his mind. Chip the ball back in play, especially on the first. Get yourself into the point. Look to use that forehand of his and put that pressure and move forward on the short ball. I mean, it's not, you know, just, he's got to keep things simple.
Thank you. Game team Kazakhstan. Six games all, tiebreak.
Big reply from Alexander there, and that's something he's going to have to continue to do to have a chance to finish off this match. He has to stay positive and be aggressive in these points, as you said, Fitzy.
Yeah, that last forehand was a beauty, and he hustled, didn't he? That's what we're looking for Steph to do, to hustle, get around, hit the forehand, and when he had the opportunity, he pulled no punches, and you got to admire that. Here we go.
Tie break time.
Team Kazakhstan.
Well, he'll be happy for that gift again. His footwork letting him down that forehand.
If you're Shevchenko, you have to play to win here. Play to win. Don't think that the other guy's going to give it to you. You have to have a mentality where when the opportunity's there, you go for your best stuff. Just like I saw Philippoussis do in the Davis Cup final, Robbie.
Team Kazakhstan.
In fact, in 2 of them. Go for your best tennis when it matters here.
Nice. Play to win.
Oh, massive error, massive. Is that the telling point?
3-0, Team Kazakhstan.
So he's talking about a technical issue there with his forehand, not the strings or the equipment. He just felt like he was late with the wrist, I think. That was a bad miss, wasn't it?
Oh, given how good the return was.
I mean, he ran into that shot. Didn't get out of the way. Give himself room to hit that forehand. Just cramped up.
You've got to remember as well,
Team
to come on the
Kazakhstan.
women's singles, Team Kazakhstan has got Elena Rybakina. And if this guy can give them a 1-match lead, that could prove pivotal.
Team Kazakhstan.
Shevchenko's looking pretty good right now. He's had a helping hand. But the intent early on in the tiebreak was good.
Team Kazakhstan.
Shevchenko would have given you a good chunk of his prize money if you told him he's going to have a 6-love lead in this tiebreak. He has just been focused, he's been concentrated, he's been on it. Tsitsipas has given him 2 donations. And he's received them with open arms. And he's got 6 match points. It's a 20 win for Shevchenko. He was impressively sharp today, and Tsitsipas was pretty blunt. The Kazakh wins in straight sets, 6-4, 7-6.